Hey guys, good morning. I'm super happy to see my Pilates peeps. My name's Elizabeth. I'm your instructor. For props today, we're going to use dumbbells. So let's grab those dumbbells and get this party started right now. We'll begin just super simple. Come, balance challenge already. Come on to those tippy toes, lower one heel, tippy toes, lower the other heel, continue, and let's begin to add in alternating biceps curls. All right, guys, this simple move will begin to warm up your body, and I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you to keep your workout with me today pain-free. So, as always, comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. Anytime you're feeling stabbing pain, shooting pain, joint pain, structural pain, anything like that, please stop what you're doing, which is causing those sensations, and do something different so those feelings go away. My goal as an instructor is for every student to feel better after every class, and I need your help with that. So please take care of your sweet body and modify as needed. And you will see that I practice what I preach, and there are certain exercises that I will cue for you to do, and I will modify. All right, guys, you're breathing, noticing if that heart rate is beginning to come up. We all look like we're going somewhere really fast. For 3 and 2, and the next time you have one heel down, pause. All right, and then let's reach those arms to our sides, and then we have one heel lifted, it doesn't matter which, and then we're going to lift and tap and lift and tap and continue, coming into more of a balance challenge. If this is uncomfortable, you are welcome to bend those elbows, coming into a biceps curl. So that is totally an option. I'm just entering another student here. And then she is joining, and then I will mute all. All right, and continue. Hey, Linda, welcome. For props today, we're just using dumbbells. All right, so I'm gonna actually come into that biceps curl. Okay, guys, the next time you have that knee lifted, pause. And let's all come into a bicep curl position. Then I want you to kick that foot back, reach those arms back, and then bring that knee forward, come into a biceps curl. It's so funny. So I'm in Southern California, and it was super cloudy this morning. I thought, oh, I'll teach in the regular room. It's overcast. There's not going to be sort of swaths of sunlight and shadows, and here we are with swaths of sunlight and shadows. All right, guys. Breathing, hollowing out that belly, feeling the front of the thigh as you bring that knee forward, feeling the back of the thigh and that booty cheek as you bring that leg back. And also notice how you're feeling the front of the arms as you bring the arms forward, and then the back of the arms as you reach those arms back. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. You guys look awesome. Woo! Breathing for 3 and 2. And 1, and come to center. Nice job. Swing those arms from side to side, taking Lady in a Park, noticing how this feels. Feels pretty good. For 2 and 1. All right, guys, let's lift that other heel, and we'll come back into the lift and tap, and lift and tap, and continue. Again, if reaching those dumbbells far away from your body doesn't feel good, just come into a biceps curl, which is what I'm going to do today. And notice how you've got muscles working in the leg, moving through space, and you've also got muscles working in your other leg. Those muscles are active, stabilizing you. Looking good, loving the variations, breathing. All right, for 3 and 2. And the next time that knee is in tabletop and those elbows are bent, pause, and you know what's coming next. Balance challenge. We'll kick that leg back and then bring it forward and do it again and continue. Boy, I was all excited this morning to hear about our cloudy weather, and I think our high degree is, I think it was like 72 or something. And I was like, yay, I get to wear boots and my jacket. And suddenly I'm quite hot. So I think soon the jacket will be coming off. Feels like San Francisco. You know, they say if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes. Anyways, yeah, breathing, hollowing out that belly, taking that balance challenge. Hope everyone had a fabulous weekend. Whew. Breathing, you guys look amazing. For 4 and 3. Yeah, looking good. And 2 and 1, and come to center. Well done. Swing those arms from side to side. For 2 and 1, come back to center. All right, guys, next, coming into our Pilates V, let's reach those arms in front, roundness in those elbows. If you took ballet, this would be first position for the feet and the arms. And then take an inhale as you exhale. Let's reach those arms overhead, bend those knees, come up to standing, and do it again, and continue. So if my memory serves me correctly, this is first position with the feet coming into a plie, with arms in first position, and then coming up into 5th position. Yeah, and notice if you're beginning to feel your heart rate coming up, we're definitely feeling those inner thighs. Woo, feeling those shoulders. And again, if this is hurting your shoulders, maybe your dumbbells are a little heavy to do movements with those arms far away from your body, you can just come into anything where you're keeping those arms closer to your body. And breathe for 3 and 2. And the next time you're down, stay down. All right, lift one heel and lower, other heel and lower, and continue. You might guess where this is going. By the way, use the weights as leverage to press those shoulders down. All right, next time you have one heel lifted, keep it lifted. Let's also lift the other heel and breathe. Keep those heels super high. Take an inhale as you exhale. Woo! Come up to standing. Think drag queen stilettos. And woo, bend. And straighten. And continue. All right, so we're taking a balance challenge here just because we have less of a base of stability. Yeah, and breathe. We're also, you might notice your ankles quivering and moving around. So we are creating stability and mobility in those ankles. Oh, by the way, if your toe is bothering you today, you can just bend and straighten with those legs straight. That's totally fine. All right, just remembered I need to say that. Okay, so we were here. Okay, so one of the things that lends to falling is not having that ankle mobility or stability. And if you think about it, if one is beginning to fall and they're not able to move around to change their center of gravity, they are more likely to go down. So this is all fall prevention, strengthening, and we got lots going on. For 2 and 1, and come to center. Nice job. Oh, swing those arms from side to side. And notice if you're feeling your heart rate coming up, we've been working the major muscle groups, and we have also been working with those arms overhead. All right, for 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, let's bend those elbows into a 90-degree angle. And then open those elbows to the side and lower and switch and switch and continue. Yeah, looking good, breathing. Okay, in just a moment, we're going to add on to this. And if this is, again, uncomfortable for your shoulders, you can get rid of the dumbbells, or you can just come in to any other movement that feels better for you. If those dumbbells are closer to your body, it will be less taxing for the shoulders and pretty much everything. Okay, and breathe for 3 and 2. And the next time you have one foot out, pause. All right, guys, from here, let's keep those arms in a static hold, and then we'll lift and tap and lift and tap. And continue. Woo, breathing for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center, and then we'll continue alternating just for a moment before we balance that out on the other side. By the way, I want your wrists and your forearms and your elbows shoulder level or lower. So if they're coming up higher, please let's avoid that. That will help to take care of our shoulders. For 3 and 2. And the next time the other foot is out, whichever foot that is for you, pause And then let's lift and tap and lift and tap. Woo! And continue. Breathing. Man, it feels like it's getting really warm. In other words, my body is warming up. Yours probably is too. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center and switch. And switch. I know, super long set. I know you're feeling this in the shoulders, and provided that it's comfortably uncomfortable, that's fine. If it's painful, then please find a different movement. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Rest those arms and swing those arms from side to side. And notice how your body feels just even after this short amount of activity that we have done. For 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, from here, we'll bend those elbows back behind like chicken wings. I don't even know where that cue came from, but it's pretty common. And then, guys, we'll bend the knees, keeping those knees behind the toes, and reach those arms back. Come to center and do it again. And breathe, coming into a triceps extension. Hollowing out that belly. Navel is tucked to the spine. And the next time those arms are back, pause. Okay, keeping the bend in the right knee, let's take those left toes and kick them back. And then we'll lift and lift and lift and continue. So we're strengthening the back body here. If it feels okay, you're still keeping a little bit of a bend in that front knee. However, you are keeping those knees behind the toes. So that's super important. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Let's keep that leg behind. Both legs are straight. Softness in the front knee, and then lifting those arms high. We'll lean forward and tap, and do it again, and tap, and breathe, and tap. You can get rid of your dumbbells if you wish. You can also let your dumbbells hang long at your sides if your arms are feeling like like they need a rest. Coming into a balanced challenge. You guys look amazing. I'm all over the place. And breathe. Yeah, looking good. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. Well done, guys. Swing those arms from side to side. Yep, looking really good. For 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, then we're going to bend both knees again. That booty is back in space. I'll scoot back so you can see me in the mirror there. Notice how my knees are behind my toes as opposed to forward. We don't want that, so we want behind. In other words, that booty is sticking out. All right, let's bend those elbows and straighten and bend and straighten and continue and breathe, hollowing out that belly. Navel is tucked to the spine. Yep, for 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is back, let's keep it back. Okay, still a bend in that front knee if that's agreeable for you today. And then we'll lift and lift and lift and continue. Woo! Breathing, feeling that back body. Looking good. Woo! Balance challenge. Sometimes I feel like I'm falling off my surfboard in slow motion when we're going through these exercises. All right, and then the next time that leg is lifted, pause. We'll lean forward, come up and tap, and lean, and tap. Woo, and breathe, and tap. Hollowing out that belly and tap. By the way, if you squeeze those armpits closed as you're going through this range of motion and keep those hands behind your body, it will be more challenging for the backs of the arms. Woo! Yeah, looking so good. Loving what I'm seeing. Whoa. For 3 and 2 and 1. Come to center. Oh my goodness. Swing those arms from side to side. I feel like we've got pretty much a full body workout, and we're just in the beginning portions of this session. All right, guys, from here, let's come into a biceps curl. Bend the knees, booty is back. Come up and do it again. And continue. You are breathing, hollowing out that belly, keeping those knees behind the toes. Yeah, and breathe. Oh my goodness, why will my watch not close? Yeah, looking good. All right. The next time you're down, stay down. Okay, guys, from here, we'll take one leg, kick it forward, reach the opposite arm forward, come in and switch, and switch, and switch, continuing, breathing, keeping those shoulders down and back, as always. And if this is hurting any part of your body, as you know, any modification is fine. So you can come into biceps curls or straighten those legs or whatever feels best for you today. If it does feel all right for you to maintain this squat, maybe reach that booty further back in space. In other words, come deeper into the squat. Ooh, and breathe. So I'm filming live from Cortown Pilates, so you might be hearing a phone ringing in the background. In case you were wondering if it was your phone, no, it's my phone. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1, come to center. All right, we're going to do that again, but this time we'll just keep those knees a little bit soft, not in the squat. So reach out and out and out, and then adding on, the next time you have one arm out, one leg out, maybe take that arm, bring it into a high biceps curl, such that that elbow is straight out from the shoulder, and lift that foot and tap and come in and switch and lift and tap and come in and continue and breathe. Yep, and then if you want to add a little bit of a squat back in, you are welcome to do so or not. Breathing. Yeah, so we're just playing with choreography here a little bit, you guys. When we think about what we're doing with our body and find the choreography, we are, in fact, increasing that mind-body connection, which is so important in Pilates, because in Pilates, we do a lot of exercises which could be considered easy if you're using gravity and momentum. And a new Pilates practitioner might think that Pilates is super easy. But the more you do it, the more you're able to recruit your own muscles to make an exercise more challenging. And how do we do that? With our mind-body connection and controlling our body as we're going through our ranges of motion. That's why I always tell you to be precise in your starting and end point of an exercise, so you're not relying on that gravity and momentum to assist you. Thus, you are working harder, getting the desired results. All right, breathing for 3, looking good, and 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, swing those arms from side to side. Yeah, so we've got upper arms, we've got side of the arms, we've got front and back of the arms, we've got some back, front and back of the legs, we got some calf in, so we're really doing a lot of, we've checked a lot of boxes so far. We're going to switch gears and take this down to the mat. So we'll set the dumbbells to the side, we'll use them again in a moment, but for now, let's come down on to all fours. So coming down to all fours, hands and knees. Let's begin, guys, by dropping that belly button down towards the ground, sticking the booty out behind us, shifting our gaze forward, and then press into the hands, curling your spine as if someone's pulling on your bra strap and your belt up towards the ceiling, and your gaze will shift down towards your knees, and then drop that belly button. Shift that gaze forward, stick that booty out behind, and do it again. And continue using your own breath to guide you, hollowing out that belly. Okay, and continue, guys. If you're watching me for an example of this exercise, just know that my range of motion is super tiny. Most people have quite a larger range of motion, and for most people, it feels really, really good. But not for me, so I am modifying. Remember what I told you, that I want you to feel better after class? Well, I also want to feel better after class. All right, and the next time you're at center, pause. Just find what we call a neutral spine. So it's just comfortably in the middle of the two positions that you were just moving through. All right, then recruit those core muscles. So let's take a big inhale. As we exhale, blow it out loudly. Notice how you feel muscles active in your midsection. Well, let's keep that active. All right, and then kick your left leg out behind, reach your right arm forward. Try to create as much space and length as you can between your front fingertips and your left heel. I do not want that back foot flexed or pointed. It's just in the neutral position. However, the toes are in the direction of the mat. So we're keeping our hips parallel instead of externally rotated, or our legs rather. All right, guys. And then if you wish, you can bring the knee to the elbow underneath the body, reach it long, and do it again. As you do this, you can curl your spine up as you did in the previous exercise. All right, and breathe. Taking a bit of a balance challenge. This is a terrific core exercise. Woo! For 3, and 2, and 1, and come back to center. Separate those knees a lot. Reach that booty back towards the heels. Yeah, and then if you wish, you can bring your head, your forehead down towards the mat, walking those fingertips forward. And breathe for 3, and 2, and 1. Let's shift forward, coming back to a centered all fours position. And this time we'll reach that right leg out and that left arm. Good. And continue and breathe and just take this static hold. Again, there's a bit of a balance challenge going on. And also, this is a terrific core strengthening exercise. Woo, and breathe. And then, if you wish, guys, bring the knee to the elbow underneath your body. Reach everything long. Do it again. And breathe. Hollowing out that belly. Notice how you're feeling the muscles in your upper right arm. Those are working, stabilizing you. Well, other muscles are going through a range of motion. So always interesting to notice how our body is responding to an exercise. Woo, for 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to center. Separate those knees, and then reach that booty back towards the heels, walking those hands forward if that feels good for you. And just enjoy this stretch for 3, and 2, and 1. And then let's shift our weight forward again. And this time we will pretend like we are a dog at a fire hydrant. So take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift that knee to the side, bring it back in, and do it again. All right, so it's super easy, you guys, to really get into momentum here and move our body through space. And let's avoid that. So in fact, if you look down at your right femur, try to get it so it is upright, straight upright to the mat in a 90-degree angle, as opposed to leaning to the right. So let's purposefully lean to the left a little bit as we're going through this range of motion, and notice how it makes it harder. And breathe. Woo! Feeling this quite a bit. Going for that perky booty for 4, and 3, and 2. All right, the next time that knee is in pause, not in a resting position, keeping that knee bent in a 90-degree angle, let's lift that foot and knee in space and come down and do it again. Woo! And continue. Hollowing out that belly, looking so good. Navel is tucked to the spine. And notice how we're in sort of a modified plank for our upper body. So you should be feeling a lot of arms and shoulders, which we already worked quite a bit. So they have already been invited to this party of muscular work. So You might be feeling a little fatigued right now. For 4 and 3, woo, and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, let's open those knees, reach that booty back towards the heels, walking those hands forward, enjoying that stretch, and notice how one side of the body feels different than the other. Of course, we're going to balance that out next. So let's come back into that all fours position. And then this time we'll take that right leg, bring it out to the right and lower, and do it again. And again, let's slightly lean to the right, and that will actually make it so more so that our left femur is upright, as opposed to leaning to the side. Because our body naturally wants to take the path of least resistance. That's kind of its job, to preserve our energy in case we need it later. And we're overriding that with our mind-body connection and making the exercise more challenging by sort of contradicting the body's natural inclination to preserve energy. Woo, feeling this quite a bit. You guys look awesome. For 4 and 3. All right, the next time that knee is down, pause. It's not in a resting position. That right leg is in a 90-degree angle. Take an inhale as you exhale. We'll lift that knee and then bring it all the way down and do it again. We're bringing it all the way down. However, we're resisting gravity. So we're not swinging that knee through space. Again, being very in control of the starting and stopping points of the exercise. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how when we do these exercises in a mindful manner, how much more challenging they are than if we just allow our body to swing through the exercises. Woo! Breathing, feeling this quite a bit. Again, going for that perky booty. And again, notice how on the left side of your body, you're feeling a lot of muscles active, just holding you in place. So that left booty cheek should be talking to you. For 3 and 2, looking really good, guys. Loving those right angles. And 1, woo, and come to center. Nice job. You guys might be feeling this tomorrow. I will too. Let's reach that booty back towards the heels. Walk those hands forward. Come into that forward fold stretch again. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys. Let's keep your lower body in the position that it is in, and take your right hand, lie it on the mat just underneath your torso with your palms facing up. And then we're going to slide that arm over to the left. Bring your right cheek down towards the mat. Take that left arm, walk it all the way forward, and come into this terrific side body stretch. This is called thread the needle. Maybe melt that booty back towards the heels if that feels good for you, if it came off. Woo, for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's come out of this, and then we'll do it on the other side. So we'll take that left hand, place it under our torso, palms facing up. Slide, by the way, this is called thread the needle, and reach that arm over to the right. Bring that left cheek down, walk that right arm long, and just enjoy this stretch. Maybe melt that booty towards the heels if that feels good for you. And just enjoy the stretch. Man, I'm glad I put my sunscreen on this morning. All right, for 3 and 2 and 1. And let's unwind out of this, and we'll come to an upright seated position. All right, and then let's place those fingertips behind the head, hollowing out that belly. Let's twist to the right and come to center, and twist to the left and come to center, and continue alternating from side to side. breathing. Yeah, just moving in a different plane of motion for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. And then flat as a pancake, let's lean to the right up to center, lean to the left up to center, and continue. And again, just moving in a different plane of motion. If you're watching me for guidance, just know my range of motion is tiny, so a lot of people's range of motion is quite a bit greater, and if that feels good to you, great. If not, then just lessen it and breathe for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, next we're going to do a little bit more side body work. So let's place our right hand down to the right. We'll place the left hand onto the hip, and then we'll take this left leg and we'll bring it straight out in front. You can't even see my foot in this shadow, or in the light rather. All right, and then let's lower and lift and lower and lift and continue. We're keeping those toes forward. So the head of the femur is rotated. So anyway, so that's going to make it so we feel it on this outer thigh. Breathing, hollowing out that belly. I'm interested in a straight line with your body. I'm also interested in so I want your spine straight all the way to your head. So that means your head's not dangling down. Woo, yeah, feeling this quite a bit. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, this is kind of tricky. Let's bend that knee, press ourselves up, and then we'll do that on the other side. So we'll lean over to the left, place the other hand on the hip, reach that other leg out long, and lift and lower, and lift and lower. And continue. Wow, this side feels vastly different than the other side. That's kind of interesting. It's always interesting to note how our bodies are not necessarily 100% symmetrical, both in looks and function. All right, breathing. Yeah, looking good, guys. Woo, feeling this quite a bit for 4 and 3 and 2. And then bend that knee and come up. Good job. All right, then we'll lean over to the other side again. And then this time we'll reach that top arm long. We'll keep that knee bent in the tabletop and then bring the knee to the elbow. Kick it long, knee to the elbow, kick it long, and continue. Woo! So you're coming together and then reaching, coming together. So you should feel booty, waist, midsection, arms. Yeah, so many muscles. For 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is out long, pause, reach it down, and then let's just allow our upper body. So I'm interested in a really terrific side body stretch here. Woo! And breathe for 4 and 3, 2. Okay, this is a tricky transition. Not really, guys, but it's just, okay. Anyways, let's place both hands down, step that foot back, and step the other foot back. So we're coming into our plank. All right, in that plank position, if it's better for you on your elbows, that's fine. And if it's better for you on your knees, that is also okay. Woo! Did I mention? Woo! So what I'm interested in this plank, guys, make sure that your waist is not sagging low. If anything, you're slightly puffing it up. And also the space between the shoulders, make sure it is not sagging low. I want your head in line with your spine. And if someone were to take a ruler and like one of those 3-foot rulers, 36 inches, and place it from your bum to your head, it would be, everything would be in contact with that. That's an ideal for many people's anatomy. That's not attainable, but just know that's the kind of move that we're going for, and you get credit for attempting that. All right, guys. Then let's pivot those toes to the left. Take that left arm up to the ceiling. Reaching, strengthening, lengthening. Maybe you'd like to take that left leg up to the ceiling. Maybe not. So I'm going to omit that. But yeah, I see some of you doing that. I also see a puppy. I love that. And breathe for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, and you guessed it. Let's pivot those toes to the right. Taking that right arm up to the ceiling, maybe hovering that right leg in space, or not. You still have a straight line in your spine to your head, so your head is not dangling down. Woo, feeling this quite a bit. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center, and then lower those knees down. Reach the booty back towards the heels. Walk those hands forward, coming back into that yummy forward fold stretch. And notice if it feels different than it did in the beginning of class. We've had a lot of movement in our spine, and we've strengthened and lengthened, and the stretch might feel a little different. Whew. And breathe for 3 and 2. 1. Shift your weight forward. Keep your hands where they are. And then let's keep the elbows in super close to the torso. Bend those elbows, pressing that head forward. Knees are separated, feet are together. Press yourself up and reach that booty back. And do it again. So your range of motion for bending the elbows does not need to be great. And I'd actually prefer for it to be tiny with good control than a huge range of motion with poor form. And breathe. I just feel like a lizard when I do this exercise. You know how they kind of bob up and down with their with a big torso in front of their hands. I don't know what lizard hands are called. Arms. Woo, and breathe. Yeah, looking good. For 3. Woo, and 2. And 1 more. And the next time that booty is back, keep it back. And again, let's come into that stretch. And again, notice if it feels different. It certainly does for me. All right, guys. And then let's walk those hands in. So we're in an upright position. And then we'll take our left hand down to the side, come to the side, and reach that right leg out long. And we'll start with the hand on the hip, and we'll just lift and lower, and lift and lower. And breathe. And again, thinking about that straight line. Yeah, breathing. So I don't have my big clock today, so I'm not checking my email. I'm checking my watch. I know you guys are busy, want to keep you on time. Woo! All right, so lots of work back here, and breathing for 4 and 3, 2. All right, this time we'll go straight into that other exercise. So the next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted. Let's reach that top arm long, and then crunch in, reach long, crunch in, reach long, continue. Woo! Breathing. Yeah. So notice how without that rest between exercises, how we're feeling this a little bit more. So there's 3 ways to increase the feeling of work for an exercise. One is intensity, and one is duration, and the other is rest. So not taking that rest will certainly increase the feeling of work, which you might be feeling. So be careful not to lose your form. No heads dangling. Woo! Feeling this quite a bit for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, let's place that foot down, press into that left arm, and then just feel that terrific side body stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. And then let's come up to center. Well done, guys. Next, we are going to separate those knees and reach those hips forward, reach those fingertips down towards our heels, and come up to center and do it again. Woo! And continue. So you should be feeling, by the way, you're really engaging those core muscles. You should be feeling a lot of thigh muscles. Oh! And breathe and see if you can maneuver your body in such a way that you're feeling those thigh muscles to an even greater degree. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come up to center. All right, guys, then if it feels all right for you, let's reach that booty down. And then maybe separate your feet enough so your booty can be between, and then maybe place your hands behind you and kind of nestle down so that booty is near the ground. All right, maybe this is all you want. If you want a little bit more, maybe, I'm just thinking about my space here, maybe come down to those elbows. And if you're down on your elbows, let's press that chest forward. Yeah, and just feel that really nice stretch in the shoulders and the quadriceps. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Maybe this is all you want. If you want a little bit more, maybe you can begin to lie back flat. That's feeling a little too much for me today, so I'm going to stay on my elbows. But if that's in your movement vocabulary, if you will, you are welcome to do that. Again, man, I'm glad I purposefully put my sunscreen on today, my sunblock. It's funny, being over 50, that suddenly becomes crazy important, whereas in my earlier days, not so much. But I tell you guys, I get sunspots so fast. Like I can, if I surf one time, there's new sunspots. All right, for 3 and 2. All right, and then carefully, let's walk ourselves up and come out of this. And then let's come to that all kneeling position again. Open those arms to a T. Let's twist to one side, come to center, twist to the other side, come to center. And notice if those hips are traveling with you and sort of those knees are shifting. And if that's happening, try to keep your waist below, just frozen, like in a super thick cement. Wow, that would be terrible. Could you imagine? Let me think of a funner cue. So maybe you're in Mexico and I don't know, you dug a big hole with sand and you're playing with your kid and I don't know. Anyways, so just trying to keep, I know, a better cue. You have headlights on each hip bone. You want them pointed straight forward the whole time. Yeah, there we go. That's a much better cue. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys. Then let's take a big step forward with your left foot. That leg is in a 90-degree angle. The knees are behind the toes. Then tuck those right toes underneath you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come up to standing. Good. Reach those arms to your sides, and then we'll bend and continue. Breathing. Good. And continue. Woo, feeling this quite a bit. Yeah. Okay, looking good. And the next time you're down, stay down. Open those arms to a T and twist to one side and center, and the other side and center. Continue for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. Let's lower that knee down. And then let's sweep that left foot back. Yep, coming back into that kneeling position. Looking good, guys. And you guessed it. Let's take that right foot, bring it forward again, knee behind the toe. Tuck those rear toes behind you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's come up to standing. And then bend and straighten. Bend and straighten, and continue. Breathing. Hollowing out that belly. Good. This time we're keeping those arms to a T, and imagine that you're trying to press something down, but you can't, and notice how that makes the arms work to a much greater degree. Woo! Feeling this quite a bit. And the next time you're down, stay down. Again, this knee is behind those toes. And then twist to one side and center, and the other side and center. Continue alternating. Woo! Yeah. For 3 and 2 and 1. Come to center. And then let's lower down. Take those front toes, place them back behind you. Reach the arms to your sides, and then we'll lean back, pressing those hips forward, reaching those arms forward, and do it again. And breathe. Yeah, so any modification or variation or taking a rest is fine if that is what your body is calling for today. All right, if you want more, the next time you're back, stay back. Reach one arm overhead, bring it forward, other arm overhead, bring it forward. Continue, those hips are forward, that navel is tucked to the spine. Maybe this is all you want. By the way, you're keeping those shoulders down, going through this range of motion. If you want more, reach both arms up overhead and both arms forward, and do it again. I'm going to omit that today. I'm just going to stick with one arm at a time. Woo! Thinking about keeping those shoulders down. Those thighs should be talking to you quite a bit here, guys. Breathing for 4 and 3 and 2. The next time those arms are together, pause. Let's open and close. Open and close. You can take a rest at any time. So I used to teach paddleboard lessons, and people would often say that what was sore after a session most were their thighs. And it's because they were in this sort of a position until they got up to their feet. So that was just kind of an interesting side note. Okay, for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Well done. Swing those arms from side to side in a kneeling position, and notice how this feels. Feels really good. My arms feel kind of heavy and worked, but loose, and it's just a good combination. Hopefully you're feeling that same way. For 2 and 1, come to center, and then lace those fingertips behind the head. Lean to one side, up to center. Lean to the other side, up to center, and continue. Yep. So my range of motion for these types of movements are minimal. Yours might be quite a bit greater. And if that's the case, just enjoy it. Yep. Breathing for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, then let's place our hands down in front of us, coming into all fours. Take an inhale. As you exhale, kick one leg out long behind you. Notice where your shoulders are. I want them directly over your hands. Take an inhale. As you exhale, kick your other leg out behind. And then let's rock forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. For 3 and 2 and 1, and pause. Then let's reach that booty up towards the ceiling. Thinking about making a straight line, a straight inverted V, sticking that booty up towards the ceiling, looking down towards your knees, creating space between your ears and shoulders. And then if you wish, you can lower those heels and breathe. If you're looking at me for form, I am modifying quite a bit. So you're making this feel good for you. And then guys, let's take that right leg, sweep it up behind us. Those right toes are pointed down. And then shift your weight forward. Bring your knee towards your elbow and kick it long, coming back into that inverted V. And we'll do it again. And continue. The next time that leg is up straight, pause. Lower that right foot down. Take that left leg up to the ceiling. Those toes are flexed down towards the mat. And then shift forward, bringing that knee with you. And breathe. And one more time. And then place both feet down. All right, guys, let's bend those knees. Shift your gaze forward. And then if you wish, you can hop or step forward. I'm going to step today. And then let's let those arms hang long. Softness in the knees, swing from side to side. And take any stretch that feels good for you. This will be our final roll up. Let's circle those arms. in one direction for 2 and 1 and pause. Circle those arms in the other direction for 2 and 1 and pause. Softness in the knees, head is heavy. Roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Woo! Coming all the way up. When you get to the top, let's bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. One more time, up, back and down. And walk into your day and your week with your awesome Pilates posture and your super strong body. If you're with me on YouTube, I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, comment nicely, and subscribe. And hope everyone enjoys the rest of your day.